How's it going, guys? Welcome to a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 discussion video. And today I want to talk about the possibility of there being a map editor in that game, Modern Warfare, and what that will kind of mean for the community and the game as a whole. Now, what if Modern Warfare got a map editor? Well, some players think, hey, we don't need that. We don't want that. I don't care. I just want a good game. And that's fair. I want a good game too. The last good Call of Duty that I played, I think, like, not decent but really good, that I actually enjoyed. Like, I had fun, like I was like cheesing while playing, you know, giddy like a kid, was Black Ops 3. Now, Call of Duty in the past has given PC users mod tools, and they came in the form of the Radiant editor. It's not a bad tool, it's a very powerful tool. However, with that much power comes headaches. You need to know how to use this tool. So starting in the first Call of Duty, they give it to the players, and I have to be honest with you, it's not user friendly. Neither is the following one for Call of Duty United Offensive. Call of Duty 2 had one which was a bit easier to use, and then probably the most popular one was for Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Now, till this day, people are still making awesome content for Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And I think on PC, part of the reason why that game is still played more than probably any other COD, maybe not more than Black Ops 3 or 4, but those are like the really popular newer ones, it's because of the mod tools. So you can go online right now, find a bunch of new content, new maps. There's a YouTuber that I follow that is actually making awesome Spec Ops maps in that game. I'm going to show that later, but all I'm saying is Call of Duty has had a history with mod tools, but I'm thinking, why doesn't Call of Duty start making history by introducing a map editor? Think of the implications. It can make, this game is already up there. Like, for me, I'm about to pre-order. I haven't pre-ordered it yet because, you know, I have to make sure that I get the right stuff, but I'm going to get 3 copies. One for myself, my wife, and one for my brother, because I want all 3 of us to enjoy this game. And right now, I played the alpha, and I thought it was the most blood-pumping gunfights I've had in a while. Black Ops 4 has good gunfights, but Modern Warfare, I mean, those gun sounds, those animations, that shotgun when you pump it, that deagle. So I'm thinking this game is gonna be compared to the first one, not the first one, but the first Modern Warfare. Granted, it's a reboot of that franchise. No matter how good the game is, it will never hit the same level on PC if it doesn't introduce a map editor, or at least mod tool. Call of Duty World at War had mod tools, and that one is very popular for zombies. The first Black Ops was going to get mod tools, but they kind of backed out at the last minute. I think they got busy with Black Ops 2. They're like, nah, we're not doing that. And then Black Ops 3 has the most recent mod tools, and they're all, of course, called Radiant tools. They're the Radiant editor, and on Black Ops 3 it's called Radiant Black. Now, the Radiant level editor, seen in all of these games, is very difficult to use. You need to know what you're doing. So essentially, you're not looking at an easy to use level editor or map editor. You're looking at actual production tools that they use for the Call of Duty games. Now, most of the objects that you're going to create on this tool require knowledge of 3D modeling. You need to model most of your objects that you're going to have in the map. Obviously, you're going to have some prefabs like cars, trees, rocks, boulders, and a bunch of textures. Some textures that go way back that you can still use in the new editor. But it's not easy to use, and it's not very user-friendly. It's very powerful. You can create almost anything with it, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to have a very boring time. There's a lot of tutorials online that require dedication and focus to actually master. So something that I've noticed is that even though there are some really good maps with the Radiant tool, most of them have very basic design. Like, the floors are very flat, the walls are very flat. There's very basic designs because you have to model everything essentially by hand. Like, if you want to create a house, you create a cube, and then you make holes or you make cutouts in the cube of a door, window, and then you have to kind of create, like, if you want to have like on the window, like the edging on the window, you have to manually like shape that out and create it yourself. And then after that, you have to manually texture it, which is good because it gives you a lot of flexibility on how things look. And without measuring, no 2 houses will ever look the same. However, you have that issue where it just takes way too long. And it's one of those things where I feel like it doesn't really get that much traction. You don't hear much people talking about the Black Ops 3 map editor even though it's very powerful. I think that if Infinity Ward were to introduce a map editor to this game, it will be mind-blowing. Like, it will put it up there with COD 4, maybe even go above COD 4. For me, COD 4 is the holy grail. The way that they would have to create this map editor, I think it should be simple. By simple, I mean, look at Far Cry. Now, Far Cry has a map editor on all of their main releases. Not the side titles, but the main releases all have a map editor. And all of the tools are very user-friendly. So you have a nice terrain tool where you use a brush to elevate, lower, smooth, ramp, set to height, and do several different things to create the terrain for your map. After that, you can place trees, you can place houses, bad guys, good guys. You can make multiplayer, co-op, or single-player maps. And I think that if they made an editor where not only it's available on PC, but available on the Xbox and the PS4, like the Far Cry editor, and you're able to share maps between all three platforms, I think that would be awesome for the community. Now, I know you're probably thinking, hey, Fallen Ninja, why in the world would they do that when they could just sell more? They could just sell maps. Well, they're not selling maps in this game. This is the first Call of Duty where the maps are free. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't release it. Aside from, obviously, it takes time to create one, and it will take manpower away from something, unless they get a third-party studio to do it. However, the upside for this would be awesome. Think about it. What if on every new map they release, what if you get all the assets from the game, all the models, characters, all of the cool pieces in the game, and they're just there in the editor for you to play with? Imagine if that allow you to create custom spec op missions for you and your friends to play, custom multiplayer missions. Hey, maybe custom zombie missions, you never know. That would be so cool. Think about 3, 4, 8 years from now, you have some of the awesome, coolest, user-created content. And it doesn't have to be, super technical. Far Cry's editor is super easy to use, and you can find a lot of great maps. I mean, the map you're looking at right now, that's in Far Cry. Somebody literally, and this is before the alpha came out, somebody literally took the screenshots and pre-release gameplay and created this map. So I think it will be the best thing. So it would be very simple if they make a map editor. Obviously, for them to create one, not simple. Very difficult. It takes a lot of time. But they can do it. Now, the way that they'll have to make it is for us to have a simple time using it. Level editor where you can create the terrain, very basically the same way you could in Far Cry. We're going to put houses and buildings and walls and stuff, very easy. Grab, drop, boom, is placed. NPCs like bad guys and good guys, they should let you place them, choose what guns they have, and that's it. And then you can script maybe a little text, that shows up whenever you talk to somebody. And on the multiplayer maps, you just have the flags for domination. You have the team deathmatch maps, and any more they can make, we should be able to make it too. And then who knows, if one of the user maps is really good and they can clean up and enhance, they can add it to the full rotation of the game. I mean, that would keep the game alive forever, like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Now, look in the background. You see this video right here? This is an actual spec op mission created by, I want to say, one guy, or maybe one guy and a few friends. Now, this guy, SPI, has made several spec op and single player missions in Call of Duty 4. Till this day, he's still working on some of these stuff. And it's actually mind-blowing what he can do with the Radiant level editor. Now, like I said before, that tool is difficult to use, and most of the time you get very basic like floors and walls and buildings because it just takes a while to create stuff. That's pretty much going to be my argument for this. Now, if Modern Warfare had a level editor, I think it would be legendary, like COD 4. And it will be played forever, like COD 4. That's it for this video, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.